Welcome, everyone. And we have the final trailer for Amazon's Unrings of No Power. And boy, what a dumpster fire of a trailer that is. And I want to go over this because there's some real submersive stuff in the trailer that is not getting talked about because everybody else is talking about what a garbage heap the visual portion and the audio portion is of this trailer because it is an absolute hot dumpster fire. And Lord of the Rings fans were out there right off the bat. US right now, the trailer is sitting at a 5-to-1 ratio of downvotes, with 96 over 96,000 to only 19 up. Australia, New Zealand, their trailer at this moment is 3,400 down, 700 up. The UK is sitting at 9,500 down, 2,200 up. That's not the nicest ratio that they've gotten on Amazon's channels that I looked at anyway, because Amazon India was only at a mere 3,100 down and 833 up, which is actually just under 4-to-1 on the downvote ratio. Overall, between those four channels, it's over 112,000 downvotes to just under 23,000 upvotes, which is almost a 5-to-1 downvote ratio for Amazon's trailer around the globe. And I'm pretty sure that you'll probably, if you go to Brazil and other places and look at those, you'll probably find it's something very similar. Now, the trailer was horrid. The visuals were not as good as the last trailer. That is for sure a fact. Um, it's just a mess. And what was presented, there was just no cohesiveness to the trailer at all. You've got Gladriel talking, you've got hobbits talking, or sorry, Harfoots, and you have um, dwarves and elves talking. I mean, it's all over the place, and nothing's presenting a story at all in this whole thing. Um, the only thing that really gets consistently presented is that Galadriel is a mad woman. That's pretty much it. Um, the music choice. Oh my, what a horrible choice for a Middle Earth style show and the music that's being presented. Um, it is worse than having that one guy do the final song for uh, the second Hobbit movie, which I thought took me out of the movie even more so than I already was at the time. It was just a poor music choice with no enunciation in the lyrics being presented and just weird. It was just offsetting. So right away, you're already taken out of Middle Earth before you're trying to present Middle Earth. So it was nothing resembling anything that Tolkien would have done orchestrally or even Shore. Again, some things looked decent in the trailer, but like when you saw the wolves or the wargs, if that's their version of wargs, they looked just strange and off. I mean, it just was. If you wanted to go off with a bang before the show got released, this was a massive misstep in a series of massive missteps, because they don't have a good step. Um, if you're looking for images that Rings of Power are doing that is Tolkien-esque, this is not the trailer for you. Probably the best one was the last trailer, where there were some good shots, like the two trees of Valinor and stuff like that. But here's the concerning thing: when we remove all the images and we remove the individual speakers, and we just look at the text of the trailer, there's something there that is quite unsettling. And so we're going to go through this here. So if we look at this, it says, "My brother gave his life hunting the enemy. His task is now mine." And then you have the song give you its only real sense line that you can make sense out of. It says, "Speak your truth. Stand with me. Ours was no chance meeting, not fate, not destiny. Ours was the work of something greater. Each of us, every one must decide who we shall be. I am not the hero you seek. Whatever it is you did, be free of it. One day this will be your kingdom. Choose not the path of fear, but of faith. One thing we can do better than any in all Middle Earth. We stay true to each other, with our hearts even bigger than our feet. We can survive this, you and I. Commander, wait. No, we keep moving. Why do you keep fighting? There is a tempest in me. You have fought long enough, Gladriel. Put up your sword. Without it, what am I to be?" Now, I read that intentionally because some of those things kind of just don't make sense when you put them all together. But there really is something kind of disturbing about how these lines are laid out, because when a company produces a trailer for their shows or their movies, everything that is presented is very intentional because they do want to tell a story or present a message about what is coming. Now, whether or not this message has anything to do with the show, I'm not totally sure. I think it's probably one and the same. But if we look at this and we're going through, like line 2, "Speak your truth," from the song. Sorry, not on board with that at all. Truth is truth. It isn't yours. It isn't mine. It's something that we get to seek out, and we may not be able to see it, but that doesn't mean that we have different versions of truth. But this line has been going on for several years now, and it has absolutely destroyed society. When we get to line 3, where we see, "Stand with me, ours was no chance meeting, not fate, not destiny. Ours was the work of something greater." This line is just pure chaos. Absolute chaos. It makes no sense. It's them trying to sound smart, but really it's word salad for mindless consumption. Because if you're sitting there saying it's no chance meeting, okay, that's fine. That means it was intentional. But then right away you're saying it's not fate, it's not destiny. Well, what is it? And fate and destiny can be arguably the same thing. I would say so. Now, that doesn't mean you think so. Whatever. But ours is the work of something greater. Well, if it's the work of something greater, then it would tend to lean toward fate or destiny, right? Not chance. But, you know, either way. Line 4, um, "Each of us must decide who we shall be." It's total fantasy. It's, you go on, you go ahead, live in your fantasy world, ignore the reality in which you exist, because you're the arbiter of who you are. No, no, I am who I am, and I've got to make peace with who I am. But there's a lot of that I don't have a choice in, right? That we all don't have a choice. So lines 5 and 6, "I'm not the hero you seek," and then we get the response, whatever it is you did, be free of it." Great lesson there. No consequence at all whatsoever. You know, if you've done something bad, just move on. What? I'm sorry. And if this is Sauron, as we assume that it is speaking, That means Galadriel is saying, "Oh, Sauron, don't worry about all that stuff that you did earlier, under Morgoth. It's okay. Be free of it." I mean, th- this this is really subversive language, though, that's speaking beyond the show. So it's bad stuff. Then we got line 8, choose not the path of fear, but of faith. And boy, that really conflicts with the line she said earlier. Um, but really, when it says by faith, it's talking about having faith in yourself, nothing greater. There is no greater power. Really, what this is trying to sit there and put forth the image that you are your own God. So have faith in yourself, believe in yourself, and while there's an element of that we can say, hey, believe you can do it because that can help you achieve a goal. That's not so bad. But when you're sitting there resting everything upon yourself, that's evil. Because then at that point, then anything that you say, yeah, it doesn't deserve to be judged because you are not the judge and jury of me. You know. Ugh. Anyway, line 9, because the hobbits have such vast experience, they get to say, "Oh, one thing we can do better than any in all of Middle Earth." Wait a minute. First of all, you don't exist yet. Second of all, you are a society that secludes yourself from everyone else. You hide away from the big folk, as Tolkien properly says. And so now you can sit there and say, we can stay true to each other better than anybody else. How would you know? I mean, what nonsense. Oh, man. And also, it serves as the stupidest slash funniest line in the whole trailer. It really is so dumb and just corny. All right, lines 11 and 12. Commander, wait. No, we keep moving. Don't let anyone hold you back, even if it would benefit the group as a whole. Don't let anyone hold you back. That may be a little bit of a stretch in those lines, but I don't believe so. I mean, this is really not really good language to be using together and promoting submersively. Um, and then Gladriel says, "There is a tempest in me, rage. She's a rage, right? Um, and she's gonna rage like no man ever has before. And don't you dare hold her back because she's whamming. Hear her rage." Um, and then you got the line that she says after Elrond tells her to put up her sword, and without it, what am I to be? It's comes across, at least on the surface, almost like it's a little bit of a no, don't put me back in the kitchen type of thing, because I need this to be able to, you know, go on, and live the life that I would prefer to live. Um, yeah, it's just nonsense. But now, what if, let's just say that we decided to remove all the lines that were spoken by a white male character. Well, this changes things even more. And so when Gladriel opens with the line about her brother, and it's her task now, this is giving her how she's been wronged in her life, and so now she has to make a task out of it. Um, or how the oppressed have been wronged and they need that task. And this is the real, I think, evil thing about this whole trailer. Um, the second line, speak your truth. It's again, no matter what you say, it doesn't matter. Each person has a grievance, and that grievance is key. And therefore, regardless of the truth, the real truth of the matter, the grievance becomes legitimate if it's your truth. It's really, really wrong. Um, and so and then Gladriel's, our meeting is not by chance, not a fate, not a destiny, but of something greater. Well, what is greater? And there's nothing greater than generic, the cause. Okay. Um, it's not God, it's not chance, it's that grievance. That's something that's greater. So you have to have your protest. Um, and then line 4, you must pick up the torch for that identified protest. Each one of you must decide who you are going to be. And that better be, right? That better be to stand up and fight against the oppressors. Still consoling Halbrand. Yeah, that's his name. Whatever you've done, again, there's no guilt. And there's no guilt because you can put it behind you, and your oppression actually justifies you. So it doesn't matter what evil you perpetrate. If you've been part of an oppressed society, it's okay then. And it's okay to go and do the evil that you've already done. Line 7. This is Disa telling Durin the 35th or whatever his name is, that it's going to be his kingdom. Well, she's not. If again, it's all just women talking or the oppressed talking. It's your kingdom. It's in your fight. You will win. You will be your own ruler, which is really a big lie, but that's what's getting put out there. So don't, give in to fear, but have faith. Um, you know, just believe in yourself and you can achieve. Yeah, man. Anyway, then you have Arondir. I think that's his name. We can survive this, both you and I. Tell me if you've heard this phrase before. We're in this together. Then Galadriel yelling, "No, we keep moving. We can't stop. We push forward no matter what." I mean, again, grievance. Keep going. This is all, you know, you may say that I'm putting on a tinfoil hat with this, but subliminal stuff is actually in all that we've done in society. And, you know, it's there. Line 14, the Tempest line. For in us, each of the oppressed is a storm just waiting to break free. And usually that is for the community organizers to sit there and egg on the grievance and bring that out. So that storm, that tempest comes out and causes more disruption to society. Um, and then Galadriel's last line, "Without it, what am I to be?" And well, that's simply it. You have to have the rage. You have to have the cause. You have to have the grievance. Because without that, there's nothing. There's no chaos, which is what is wanted in the first place. You want all of these things because without it, you don't have anything. Why? Because, well, there's no existence of a higher power in this kind of reality. There's no service to that. And when you create yourself as your own God, um, then you can do whatever you want. You are then sowing the seeds of anarchy, and then everything else goes. So everything becomes permissible in a society like that, unless you want to be part of the side that doesn't want things to change, that doesn't want the good things to be ruined. Amazon's busy doing that. And this one really struck a bell with me in particular. Um, but they're getting nailed for it, at least on the thumbs up, thumbs down. And I don't necessarily think that that's going to change anything. I don't think this sale with Endeavor Group, I think it's called, is going to really change anything because it's all a money deal. It has nothing to do with wanting to keep things, sacred or set apart for, purity or anything like that. But it's disappointing. Bottom line is, in the end, there's always hope. Um, and that hope resides in the fact that look at the gifts that we've already been given in Tolkien's original works, in Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, not Amazon's Wheel of Crime. Look at those things that are there, that are existing, that are getting produced today. We have some really good stuff out there that has been produced that is enjoyable, that does give us those forms of escapism. And I think in terms of movies, it's like the Dune was really good. Um, the Northman was superb, you know, and just TV shows, anime even, and comics. I've been getting into those, and you know, that's where we have a fallback point. They can't change those. Get the physical media, and if the authors that are producing these new woke versions of their own medium, then get the physical medium secondhand and don't contribute to the new form of it. But that way you have an unchanged version of it, all for yourself, all for your enjoyment, and it just blossoms from there. So, in any case, what do you think? Am I off my rocker? You probably think so. That's okay. But let me know down in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, a like, whatever that stupid thing is, that helps out algorithms or whatever. Um, and we'll just check you out on the next video. I appreciate you sticking around and watching and dealing with my ramblings. Life is good, bottom line, period. We'll talk to you later. Jagar Navran, Taishar Manetharan.